I have not seen Judas yet.
What are you waiting for?
Me to have 2 hours to kill.
You watch movies.
I do watch movies. I watch them at work. I can't take the DVDs to work because they don't have a...
Well, Judas and
CD
the Black
ROM.
Messiah is on HBO Max.
That's a home thing. I have Hulu and Netflix at work.
I don't
a
get
whole
that.
thing.
It's you just enter your
I
password.
don't remember what my password is.
Find it out.
How? How do you find out your password? Unboxing.
We've got a Mystery Science Theater postcard here from Grace, Warrior of the Lost World. She says, "Hello, basement dwellers. Hope all are well. I'm saving up to leave the USA to attend vegan culinary school in the UK within a year, as well as do some long-awaited train travel." That sounds like fun. I know Craig doesn't prefer the Darjeeling Limited,
I don't prefer it.
but do either of you have a favorite train travel film, i.e. Silver Streak? I also plan to give away most of my film collection, and I intended to send some cinematic goodies your way when the time comes. Giant hugs for all. Thank you, Grace. I just saw a great train movie.
Yeah?
It was recommended to me by Tim Lemire, and it's The Narrow Margin. Cat and mouse on a train.
Oh.
Yeah, I really, really like that movie.
I'd say that my favorite train movie would be The Train, starring Burt Lancaster.
Oh, that's a great movie.
This is one of the best action movies of all time.
I love that
I
movie.
think John Frankenheimer?
Frankenheimer.
Yeah. And it is such just a muscular movie.
They talk about that movie in Pictures at a Revolution, which I just watched. The original director was Arthur Penn.
Oh, really?
They fired him because he was difficult. And they hired Frankenheimer because he wasn't difficult. Sean Henry. Polka Bus. Postcard. Question for you, inspired by Polka Lands 1 here. Favorite movie musical other than Singin' in the Rain? West Side Story. That's another easy answer.
That's a good one. Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Which I do think is still one of the best musicals out there.
This Sisters postcard, Brian De Palma there, from Tyler. What's your favorite Brian De Palma movie, and are you going to have any of his movies on your show? Tyler, we watched Phantom of the Paradise on this show. That's a Brian De Palma movie. You can't catch them all, but you should watch that one because it's one of our most popular episodes.
Favorite De Palma. For a long time, it was The Untouchables. And then I rewatched it a few years ago, and it did not live up to my memories of it. But I hated the dialogue.
Huh.
And the dialogue is what I loved about it when I was young.
And it's David Mamet.
And it's David Mamet. But still, I'd say Untouchables is my favorite, even though I don't like it anymore, because it's so gorgeous and everyone's so good in it. And there are so many great quotes, even if they don't really work as dialogue.
Yeah.
There's a character named Scoop. Do you know what he does for a living?
He works for the newspaper. I have a letter here. This letter was in a box of stuff that we got, and I did not see the letter, and so I put it on my desk to read on the following episode. It got lost in the clutter on my desk.
You can't see his desk really from
I
here.
didn't read it. So this letter was from Tony, who sent us those soundtrack albums, The Godfather and Ray Parker Jr., and he includes this letter, and I really wish that I had read it.
And he's not going to do it now. Too late, Tony!
Faye was a connoisseur of vinyl, although I had no idea just how many records she had collected over the years. She was also my mom. Sadly, Mom passed away in mid-2019. She will be missed. We have finally finished the task of selling her house and going through her incredibly lifetime of things. She had plenty of records, and I thought it was only right to send these to the basement. He has happy memories of watching The Jazz Singer with her, which was one of the records he sent us.
On the boats and on the train.
I still laugh when Molly makes a beautiful ham dinner for Jess, not remembering until it is out on the table that he is Jewish. Also enclosed are a pile of vintage postcards Mom collected over the years. So, Tony, I'm sorry I missed that. As I said, I do check the packages before I throw them away, and so if any of you ever include a note or a letter and I don't read it on the show, I never do it on purpose. It's just because I simply didn't see it.
Yes.
So don't think that I'm snubbing anyone. Because I would never do that.
We're kind of doing it on the fly down here. We don't have producers or people behind the cameras to make certain that we catch everything that might slip through our fingers.
I got this letter last time from Nate, and he had a section on here that I didn't read on the show, but I read it, and thank you for the information, Nate. I did not know that the fall DVD was so rare, so it makes me appreciate it even more. And this is from Michael Lafferty. I bet I know what it is, and I bet you know, too. Whoa!
What?
This is the DVD cover for Unboxing, the complete first season. Matt and Craig get so much mail in the basement that they made a whole new show, just so they can get through it all. In the first season, you watch as they go through several batches of postcards, snacks, and records. When people send Matt records, he listens to them. On top of that, you'll get to see outtakes from Welcome to the Basement. Hear Matt read poetry. I don't do that anymore. Follow Matt's quest to watch every single Zatoichi movie and learn how Matt and Craig first met. Look at that. Look at those cool guys.
Yeah, who are they?
I recently took a trip to the Cinema Immersion Tank, or at least a variant. The DVD version of Fight Club comes with 4 commentaries. So I watched those across 4 consecutive nights, then watched the movie once more without commentary. That's really interesting. That being said, I don't feel like I got the full experience inside people telling me what to notice instead of being able to hear the film's audio. When you go to welcometothebasementshow.com, which is our website, you can watch all of our episodes there, and also there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to support our show with a monthly or rolling donation. That's the same thing. A one-time or monthly rolling donation. These are some of the people who have done that. Melanie, Grant, Greg, Adam, Ella, Emily, Mitchell, Ralph, Caitlin, Kai, Mike, Beth, Kempson, Gail, Sebastian, Bernard, JP, Thomas, Alfred, Richard, Shelby, RPC Services, Chris, Laura, and Geed. Thank you. Geed.
Geed.
G-Y-D-E, Geed.
G-Y-D-E.
Let's open a couple of packages.
Let's do that.
This is from Larry. Bill Murray, the man who knew too little.
Not a bad movie.
I saw this in the theater.
Yeah, it was in the 90s slump of Bill Murray before he had his Wes Anderson renaissance. His opening scene in that movie, where he's talking about all the things he wants to do in England while he's there, might be my favorite Bill Murray scene ever. He wants to see the Queen ride a horse.
I've actually been wanting to rewatch this for a long time, so this is great. I'm glad I have this.
This is from Sean Henry. Dear Matt, Craig, and Tonehound, I had the pleasure of seeing this film when it was in the theaters in the late 90s. One of only 2 movies I've seen from Bhutan. Only 2?
He doesn't talk like that.
I thought I'd send along a copy to see what you think of it. Sean, P.S. Sorry the box is broken. And P.P.S. One of the few films I know directed by a Buddhist monk.
Huh.
The Cup. It's about monks who play soccer, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Buddhism is their philosophy. Soccer is their religion. Bold words. I like the movie already.
It's time for viewer questions. Alicia Deramiolo. Matt, if you could see any board game turned into a feature-length film, which would it be? I think that the world doesn't have enough haunted house movies, and so I would pick a board game from my youth called Mystery Mansion. What's intriguing about the game is that it's a mansion full of treasure chests. Most of them are empty. 1 or maybe 2 of them has treasure in it. But you can't open them until you get them out of the house. I think that's a very intriguing concept, and I think it would work in a movie. What I would further add is that the mansion is full of ghosts. And these ghosts are trying to kill you. There's a group of people who go in there to find the treasure, and they start to get picked off by the ghosts. And when you get killed by these ghosts, you turn into a ghost, and you try to kill your friends. So it's got that kind of vampirism, zombie element to it, but it's ghosts.
This is a board game.
The ghost part is not in the board game, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
In the board game, you're just trying to race against your opponents to get the treasure.
Oh, this is your spec script.
The ghosts are my add-on.
Okay. I'd actually like to play a game where you could actually be forced to switch sides.
I think I've played a game like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a mechanic I've seen in games.
A mechanic I've seen in games. Stu.
Stu's not just a mechanic. He's a jack of all trades.
That's right.
Stu would work in that Amazon fulfillment center with Frances McDormand.
Yep. And then move on and work with the beet plantations.
I think Stu prefers indoor work.
Ooh! I found it!
Tell me what it is, Horshack.
Andrea Romero writes, what is the worst example of product placement you have seen in a film? This is not just something I see in one film. It's something that has become a plague. They keep saying the word Uber in movies. Kills me. I cannot stand it. They will bend themselves over backwards to make it so that if you flip up a laptop, that they don't have the Apple there to show that it's a Mac. But they'll always be like, gonna call an Uber? And it always seems like they're winking when they say, gonna call an Uber? Also doesn't help that I hate Uber.
I know you hate Uber.
Yes. James Boozy.
know I owe the rent und my dough's all spent.
He should be singing Smoke on the Water.
And now let's bring back out the sullen, scowling Gabbo to entertain you some more. Gabbo!
No one ever combs my hair like you. Will you come to see me sometime again in my dressing room?
Just comb my hair one more time. I need it, baby. I need it.
This is a 4-harp show. There were 4 harps in that orchestra pit.
Every now and then, when you go away, I want you back again.
At the back of the theater, this song sounds like... These are a bunch of trunks with so much junk, I can't even believe it.
I'm going home, madame. Mr. Gabbo is too much for me to handle.
He's too much to handle, too cold to hold. He is the great Gabbo and he's in control. I am here to glare at you. I'm walking in the spider webs. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
Now that the spider's dance of romance is over, she bites off the man's head at the end of the song.
Actually, he got all those medals from the German army. One was for bravery, one was for valor, and one was for ventriloquism.
Yep.
The reason I didn't tell him before is because 2 years ago we were...
I know all about that, honey.
I read about it in the trades.
You put it in your bio. It's right here in the program.
I think The Great Gabbo is the best film I have ever seen.
It truly is a wonder of cinema.
I think we can stop doing this show now. Last time on this show, I said I was going to start reading some books that were sent in by you viewers, and I did indeed. I started reading The Art of Course Acting. I thought that this was going to be a parody of Uta Hagen. Or Stanislavski or something like that. A joke how-to-act book. And I guess it is that. But it's more a memoir of this guy's life in the theater. It's 50 years old. So I expected it to be very quaint and very British. And very just like make me smile occasionally. But it's really funny. And if you have a history in college and community theater like Craig and I do, it's hilarious. I laugh out loud at this a lot. Because every instance of quote-unquote course acting that he cites in this, you and I have known a person just like that.
Could you give an example? We won't say his name.
I won't give an example, but I'll give an example of one of my favorite quotes. When the course actor enters the stage, the main thing on his mind is, how do I make myself conspicuous? This is required reading for anyone who wants to be an actor in any sense, just because it's so funny. And it also, it makes you look inward and think, do I do these things? How can I avoid doing these things?
Both of us got one from David James Keaton. This and the book,
I have the book right here.
Hoods, Hot Rods, and Hellcats were supposed to be in the same box, but I guess they had to be separated or they'd fight like those fishies. Oh, Rumblefish joke. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. DJK. Oh, speaking of Rumblefishies, Stuart Copeland's soundtrack to Rumblefish.
Oh, I'd be really interested to hear just the music.
Yeah. I never really thought about Stuart Copeland, drummer with the Police, other than generally thinking, what's that American guy doing with the Police? And I had a job at a low-income housing shelter, and this was 20 years ago, around the time I first met you. And I would bring music in to listen to, my own CDs. One day a guy comes in, I was listening to Yola Tango, and he looks down at the CD and goes, is that the new Stuart Copeland album? Yeah, I love Stuart Copeland. This guy was really into him. So I'm like, so after that, every single time I've listened to the Police since then, all I hear are the drums.
Hoods, Hot Rods, and Hellcats. This is not edited by David James Keaton. It seems like juvenile delinquent type stories.
Oh. And did he write any of them?
Red Hot by Thomas Pluck. He did write one of them.
Oh.
Headless Hoggy Style by David James Keaton. The last story in the book. I wonder if that means it was the best.
Possibly.
I'm thinking the first and the last stories are going to be the best.
There's got to be like one like strong one right in the middle.
Okay, it's time for Johnny Thunders.
You send us albums, and usually Matt listens to them, but surprise, I've listened to one. Johnny Thunders, So Alone.
I've listened to that album many times.
Don't you want to eat it?
Yeah.
You don't want to eat it because it's Johnny Thunders.
It will give you blood poisoning.
Yes, it will. I have not delved into any of Johnny Thunders' work. I did not listen to the New York Dolls. I don't listen to the Heartbreakers.
You're just missing out on such great music.
I know. And I don't know why, because I used to, like, for a good 15 years of my life, I wanted to hear everything. This is amazing. It's a real scuzzy album, because he was a scuzzy guy.
Look at that cover.
Yeah, it looks like this. Imagine you're in some town in Nevada, and it's just this blasted wasteland. But you know, you go down this interstate, you're going to hit Kansas City and Chicago and New York, and you go the other way, you're going to hit San Francisco. He's that scuzzy city that is connected to all this stuff. You can hear so many different things before and after him in this album. He's got the little bratty song, Great Big Kiss.
I was thinking London Boys, which is another bratty song.
I'm going to give a great big kiss. Mwah!
That's an old girl group song.
Yeah, oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Gonna walk right up to him, give him a
Great big kiss. Mwah.
With Johnny Thunders, you wonder, without the heroin, could he have been Bruce Springsteen? Or would he have been nobody?
Yeah.
You know, that's the big question. That first New York Dolls album, that's one of the great albums of all time.
Yeah.
Of anything.
Hey, Santino's standing up. For the first time today, he just stood up on his own.
That's great.
Yeah.
We gotta come and hang out with you guys and get to know that boy.
Remember those donors from earlier? Well, there's more. Reed, Jed, Jeff, James, Jared, Anthony, Lindsay, Kieran, Catherine, Stephanie, Stephen, B.A. McAdee, Brett, Peter, Isaac, Ghost T Labs, Ryan, Marissa, Shannon, and Benjamin. Thank you.
2 Mo packages.
El Grande?
I said that like a jazz man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, El Grande.
Lisa, stay away from that jazz man. Balzac!
Oh, this is so good. They put this box inside a box. Totally necessary.
Watch out.
This is from Tomi from Finland. This is a Finnish bluegrass band playing rock covers. It's Grainsville.
What are the covers that they do?
Panama, Alive, Pearl Jam, Alive, Ghost Town, Too Much Fighting on the Dance Floor. Sabotage, Down to the River, Give Me All Your Lovin', that's some good stuff. Voodoo Child.
That looks like a lot of fun.
Just look at that. You know this is going to be fun.
Yeah, those cows are dressed up like Kiss.
You're going to listen to this and you're probably going to laugh, and you're also going to tap your foot. Oh, Larry, this is the other thing that he ordered.
Maybe my favorite non-Ghibli anime. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Metropolis.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
that Metropolis. The other one. Written by Japanese anime legend and Hall of Famer Katsuhiro Otomo.
Yeah. What a fascinating and eclectic array of things we've gotten today, and we had such a fun time opening them.
What glee.
What glee.
What mirth. What mirth? You just open up the packages. No, we had mirth.
Let me make sure I didn't forget anything, because I forgot stuff. I forgot that nice letter twice.
Why don't you read the letter again?
Like a dummy. I'm not going to read it again.